is Goodness Bella Boniface on the latest show in Eponams TV, and today we're having a medical practitioner in our midst to discuss a certain topic which is actually touching every lady, which you don't even know. And madam, would you please introduce yourself to us?
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Inaji.
You're welcome to this show.
Thank you so much.
All right, so the topic today is a vagina infection. Would you mind saying something about vagina infection?
Okay, the vagina infection, which can be defined as any infection that causes abnormalities or disrupts the normal pH level of the vagina.
Wow.
Yes, or is also any collection of infections that can cause vaginal inflammation.
Should I say you're still up? Can
Okay.
you bring it down so that some ladies that don't really understand can really understand?
Vaginal infection is anything that can cause abnormality to the vagina. It can change the vaginal discharge to the consistency of the discharge, and also it can change the coloration of the discharge. It can also cause itching. That will make the lady wants to scratch every time, you understand, because of those infections.
So what are the possible ways which a lady will know that she's already having an infection?
Okay, there are a lot of symptoms, signs and symptoms that a lady can notice. When, for instance, you have vaginal infection, we have different types actually. So let's say you have yeast infection. Yeast infection is when the candida in the vagina becomes... Yes.
What is candida?
Okay, it is a specific type of yeast in the vagina. In our body...
You know that people know yeast in the market, so is it that kind of yeast? Because some people might not really know that this is the kind of yeast you're talking about. So can you break that down for us too?
Okay. Yeast infection is a type of vaginal infection. And it's caused by fungus.
All right.
So this fungus is a type of yeast, you know. So what now causes that type of vaginal infection is when the candida, there's something we call candida in the vagina that helps to stabilize. When it is in a balanced form, it doesn't cause any problem. But when it becomes out of balance, that is where it causes problem.
So how are we going to know that it's out of balance?
Okay, when it's out of balance, that is when the lady starts noticing different type of discharge.
Wow.
There are different type of vaginal discharge that she will notice. In yeast infection, the vaginal discharge become whitish.
Wow.
Normally the vaginal discharge is whitish, right?
Yes.
But it becomes thick.
Okay.
Yes, and you notice that it has this kind of cottage smell. Let me break this cottage smell. Somebody will be like, I don't know what is cottage smell, but I don't know whether you've smelled soured milk.
Soured milk.
Yes.
Yes.
So that type of smell.
That's how it smells.
Yes, it smells slightly different from the normal.
Okay.
Yes, that is when it's you can now.
So the normal discharge normally doesn't have any smell.
No, the normal discharge has a special smell.
Okay.
Yes. So, but when it now shifts from normal, you understand, it starts smelling differently. As a lady, you know how you smell your vagina. So when it starts smelling differently from the normal smell, like that is where you notice that okay, you have a vagina, you have yeast infection. And there are other things, like you can also notice that you start feeling burning sensation in your vagina, especially when you go to pee or even after sexual intercourse. You notice that there is this burning sensation you feel, and you also have that urge to always itch. You want to scratch, you understand? So that is some of the symptoms of vaginal yeast infections, you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
So ladies, are you listening? Once your vagina starts scratching that you cannot even control it, make sure you start visiting the doctor. So really now, you know, the symptoms you've been talking about, when the itching of the vaginal and the irregular discharges start coming out. So how can someone really prevent this thing from happening?
Okay, there are some lifestyle you can practice as a lady. For instance, when you some ladies uses some lubricants in the vagina that they are cleansing the vagina. The vagina cleanses itself. You know, there's a difference between a vagina and a vulva.
Explain, please.
Okay.
Explain.
The vagina is the internal parts while the vulva is that outward part. Yes. So some ladies uses Dutchess, is a liquid something that they use to insert into the inside part, that's the vagina. They clean it. So that particular type of the Dutchess, it now causes problem. It now leads to the overgrowth.
So do you mean now people should stop using that thing?
Yes.
That one that they will insert inside the.
You don't
I've been seeing some advice about that, and that it's it's good. You should use it.
Normally, the vagina cleanses itself. What you're expected to do as a lady is to practice personal hygiene, in the sense that you have to at least shave. You understand? Clean the outward parts, your vulva. You clean it with just water. You don't even need soap to touch that place at all, because when it touches, there are chemicals in these soaps that they make these days, and it tends to go into your body. It can even cause you complications, because those chemicals can even stop and make some people, they cannot even conceive. You understand? So but when you use just normal water, wash off, you understand, you don't even need soap in those areas.
So when you just wash, make sure you wash clean.
You shave with clean water. You shave well, you understand. And also, it's also advised for a lady to wear cotton underwears. Don't wear a synthetic fiber underwears.
None of those ladies that want to show that they are.
No, you don't need, because the vagina also needs to pass into the vagina, you understand. It needs to breathe, you get.
So that means there's no need of you sleeping with your undies.
No, there is need. I didn't say you should not sleep.
So how is air supposed to enter?
Okay, you can wear your nighties. You don't wear nighties to sleep. You can wear your pants is inside and your night is on it.
Air
can pass through now.
When you are sleeping with
when you wear cotton pants, you understand, air can pass through there. You must know when you sleep naked before air enters. And then you wear something light.
So ladies, hope you're listening. You mustn't really open your leg before you know that air is entering inside. So you can wear your undies and have your night rest and air, but make sure it is cotton pants. Okay, so now for someone who has already have this infection already, so what are the treatments that the person can take to stop it? And when the person takes the treatment, is it that the infection is gone totally, or can it come back?
Actually, I stopped somewhere. I said there is different types of infections, right?
Yes.
Vaginal infection. So I just listed one. So the fact that the fact that you feel that you're feeling itchiness, you understand, there's a burning sensation and all those stuff, doesn't mean that it must be a yeast infection. There are other different type of infection. We also have bacterial vaginosis. It's also a part of a type of vaginal infection, you understand, and it's caused by bacteria in the vagina. So when it outgrows too, because we have bacteria in the vagina, it helps to stabilize. Normally this bacteria doesn't disturb, or it doesn't cause any problem, but when it becomes when it goes out of balance, that is when it now causes bacterial vaginosis. And in this bacterial vaginosis, there are different signs and symptoms. You also see
different from the yeast infection.
Yes, totally. So in this type of discharge, you're going to see a gray-like discharge.
Wow, that's deep.
So a gray-like discharge, and your vagina must be smelling like fishy smell from your vagina, especially after sex. You see it becomes very worst. You get, imagine your vagina smelling fishy. So it is totally out of normal smell of a discharge, vaginal discharge. So that is a bacterial infection, vaginosis. And this type of bacterial vaginosis is not a sexually transmitted disease. It is just related to sex activities. When you have sex most times and you don't use condom, you get so it can cause this kind of vaginal discharge or infection.
So does it mean that a husband and wife should be using condoms regularly? I don't understand.
No, actually what is expected as a lady is first of all, why I said it is related to sexual activities is because these bacteria, let's say you have a partner that is not faithful You get when you have this infection and you sleep with him, you get, and he goes out and still sleep with a lady, there's tendency that infection which you have can also spread to that
other lady.
Yes, that is why when you have this infection, you're expected to go for hospital checkup. You need to go for proper checkup to know the type of this vaginal infection you're having first before treatment. The doctor will give you the proper treatments for this for the infection. So there are also sexually transmitted infections, which are also the trichomoniasis, the gonorrhea, the genital herpes. These ones are sexually transmitted. When you have sex, this type of infections can common.
So which one is more common? Because you can hear some ladies saying, I have toilet infection. I want to meet the doctor. I'm having toilet infection. So can you really explain about that?
Okay, I want to first of all correct the ideology people have, especially Nigerians. They have this ideology of toilet infection. Ideally, there's nothing like toilet infection.
Wow.
Yes.
Ladies, did you hear that? Nothing like toilet infection. Or before you go to a doctor and start saying, I'm having toilet infection. So can you throw more light on that, ma?
Yeah, there is nothing like toilet infection. Throughout my stay in the nursing school, I've never heard of such diagnosis. Toilet infection. So the only thing is that people, these are just the imaginations aided by the quacks. They give you that ideology there's something like toilet infection, but ideally there's nothing like toilet infection. The toilet doesn't have a vagina. That's yes. So we are the ones that bacteria lives in us. You understand? So for instance, let me give an illustration. If for instance you're living in a compound house,
a public
yes, and you guys use the same toilets. So for instance, I have, God forbid, I have that infection.
God forbid you don't have it.
I have that infection, and let's say I use the toilet. And someone that doesn't have the infection uses same toilet, there's tendency that organism will find its way into her genitalia. Because the organisms, these microorganisms, they are active there. And if you don't, that's why it's encouraged for a lady to always have a disinfectant. Let's say you're living in public toilets, you should have your own disinfectant. Whenever you want to go to the toilet, you try and clean the area, because you don't know who has used the toilet, and you don't even know the person's lifestyle. So you have to at least use a disinfectant, disinfect the place before you use it, because there are microorganisms there that are finding ways to enter. You understand? Yes. So that is why it's been advised. There's nothing actually like toilet infection. This is how it comes about. So we have this fear that when we go to public toilets outside, we don't use the toilet because we feel that we'll contact toilet infection. There's nothing like toilet infection actually.
So we can go on and on and on and on this topic because it's very broad, but we're going to be cutting it short, and then would like you to advise our listeners over there. What do you have to tell us out there?
I would like to advise the ladies out there, please, you should try as much as possible to take your personal hygiene very, very important.
To prevent vaginal infection.
Yes.
Because it's real.
It's very real. And please also, using this feminine deodorants in your vagina. I don't know how you want your vagina to smell, but it has its own special smell. So don't just
So everybody has its own special smell.
Yes, every vagina, it smells special. God has designed it like that.
Wow, the way our faces are different.
So it's different. So you should not use those feminine deodorants in those areas. You should try and wear cotton underwears. Also, you should try as much as possible to have a good hygiene. Also, eat balanced diet, have a good sleep rest, you understand? And also, if you have diabetes, you should try to manage, because all these link
to it.
Vaginal infection.
Wow. Thank you very much for being on the show with us today, and we hope to see you once again, because we really need to digest this vaginal infection so that many ladies will not go out there and then start because I'm very sure it could actually affect the reproductive system, right?
Of course.
So it's a really broad topic, but we really have to stop here. See you next time on this ladies show in Epinams TV. Make sure you follow and you subscribe, and thank you and peace out. Bye.
Bye.